I don't know why I'm doing this. Is it because of my brother or my previous treatment? Is it because of the rest of my family and clan? Is it because I found out who I really am? I don't know. But I know what I'm doing is right. I can't shake that feeling. Leaving felt right, but was logically wrong. I don't know where I'm gonna end up. I don't know how I'm gonna end up. Without money? Without food? Without friends? But I guess I am without friends now. I betrayed the ones that I had by leaving. As for money, I won't have to worry about that. My family is rich. It has money stored all over the 5 great nations. I can access their bank accounts, and as long as I keep moving, they can't ding me. As I am running away from the mighty gates of Konoha, I know I will have to take money out very soon. But now where should I go to live? I don't think I'm gonna have any problem becoming a citizen of a hidden village. So, which village should I go to? The Hidden Rain? Nah. It's a pain in the butt to get in there. Forget about becoming a citizen. The Hidden Sand? No way. I don't like the heat. The Hidden Mist? Maybe. But there are a lot of S-ranked criminals there, and getting into a fight will draw attention. So no. The Hidden Rock? No, Hidden Cloud? Sounds perfect. That's where I'll go. I looked back at the gates, and memories flooded my mind. When I was younger, no one but the clan elders knew about me. Times were hard and rough. I was barely alive. When I was 8 to 9 years old, I was introduced to the clan and allowed to socialize with them. I had a few friends, and even a special group of people who I considered my family. But when I was 10, they turned on me and became the evilest people I had ever met. Beatings about 10 times in a day were normal. Sometimes I even considered myself lucky on those days. During those times, my friends were the only people keeping me alive. But then the old clan leader died, and the new one brought me out of my darkness. He let me join the Ninja Academy and go and explore the land that lay beyond what the Harunos owned. After that, things were much better. I had a lot of friends who truly cared about me, and all the boys were attracted to my black eyes and black hair with red streaks that I wore in a ponytail. Secretly, I enjoyed the attention even though it was annoying. The red streaks in my hair appeared after I mastered that jutsu. The one I'm not allowed to talk about to anyone, because of the stupid prophecy that said I would be the strongest ninja in the 5 great nations, rivaling only the Jinchuriki and Kages. If people came to know about that jutsu, I would be dead within the hour. Shinobi from all the nations will come to kill me. Sure, I'm strong, Sannin level, even if I'm a Chunin, but I can't win against all the 5 nations. I can win, but only if I perform that jutsu. But it will shorten my life. 1 month at least, 6 at most. Thank God my jutsu isn't like the Death Reaper seal. You need to give your life to perform that jutsu. Phew. The red streaks in my hair are marks of being the only person to perform that jutsu. It isn't a Kekai Genkai. I'm the only one in the world who is able to do it. Yeah, sounds amazing but isn't, even though I can do it. My clan leader told me never to use it. It would wreak havoc among the 5 nations, and trust me, you don't want to be the person who caused that. Not that they could afford havoc, of course. That Akatsuki was after the Jinjuriki, and if they knew about the power I possess, they would definitely try to include me in their group. Even without jutsu, I am extremely powerful. I possess 4 out of 5 chakra natures, which is almost unheard of. But the reason I decided to start a new life is this. I am not Hana Haruno. I am Hana Uchiha. I am Hana Uchiha, from the Uchiha clan. I possess the Sharingan, Mangekyo Sharingan. Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, Susanoo, and Infinite Tsukiyomi. Apart from Madara Uchiha, I am the strongest Uchiha. The clan that I am originally from is the Uchihas. I was taken at birth by a Rouge ninja who had orders to take me into the hands of evil. Fortunately, I was saved by some leaf ninja coming back from a mission, but in the struggle, only one ninja survived. He was from the Haruno clan and saw fit to take me to the clan elders. He died shortly after on another mission. By the time I had returned to the village, news had spread about the great Uchiha prophecy and how the child was taken. There was also another part of the prophecy describing the great jutsu that I could perform and how it would change the fate of the world, for good or evil. And here I am, the savior or destroyer of the world, running away from the only home she had ever known. I sighed and continued to run. I felt no signs of pursuit behind me, because I had masked my chakra and was extremely silent and fast. But people could still track me using Byakugan or tracking ninja dogs, like Kakashi-sensei had. I just hoped the rain would come down soon and cover up my scent. The Byakugan could not be helped. If anyone from the leaf came behind me, I did not want to hurt them. I guess I would just put them in a genjutsu. I just hoped the Hokage would not send any of my friends to bring me back. I could never fight them. Putting them in a genjutsu would be hard for me. They are my friends. Once they find out I left, they won't stop looking. Naruto, Sakura, Hinata, Shikamaru, Neji, Choji, Ino, and Kiba. They won't stop. I don't know about Shino. He never seemed to like ugh. Whoever they send, just don't send Naruto. Of course. That's exactly what happened. I quickly blinked and activated my Sharingan. I blinked again and deactivated it. Then I groaned. I quickly darted behind a tree and said, "Camouflage jutsu." My body became almost one with the tree. Only my face was seen. "Naruto!" I yelled. He froze behind a bush, knowing I had seen him. Then he yelled, "Hana! Come out! Where are you going?" I signed, again, and released the jutsu. Then I stepped out from behind the tree. Naruto's eyes widened when he saw all my traveling gear and backpack. "Hana!" I didn't look at him. "Hana!" I jumped but looked at him. For the first time, I saw Naruto completely serious. "Where are you going?" he asked me. Time to face the truth. "I'm leaving, Naruto. I'm not coming back." He stared at me. Then he burst. "And oh, you can't do that. You can't leave us. Can't leave me. Please. Tears came into my eyes, but I refused to let them fall. Naruto, I have to. I'm not who you think I am. Please, understand. You have to let me go. He looked down. Tears fell from his eyes. No, he said. But why? I asked. Because. He trailed off. Because. I prompted. He remained silent, and I got irritated. Spit it out, Naruto. I yelled. If this was our last conversation, I wanted to know everything he had to say. Because I love you. The words rang out through the forest. The tears in my eyes fell. In the next second, I was hugging Naruto. He hugged back tightly. I kissed his cheek, slipped a note in his pocket and pulled back. Naruto, you're my best friend, and I'll always love you that way. Tell everyone I said goodbye. Arigato for everything. Then I put him under the genjutsu. I sat quietly in a tree and supervised the genjutsu I put Naruto in. I didn't hurt him in any way, mentally, and gave him the illusion that he was bringing me back to Konoha. Then I made him activate the glitch I made to the barrier jutsu and knock out the guards. I was almost crying as I made him do this. I knew the people I made him knock out. But I also made sure they weren't critically injured, just knocked out. After all that was done, I released the genjutsu, hoping Naruto would remember the note in his pocket. I turned and headed towards the Hidden Rain village, the village the Akatsuki originated from. Ugh. I would be going to that gloomy place after all. Humph. After traveling for about 2 more hours, I reached the water body that separated the rain village from the land of fire. Then I made a few hand signs and said, Transformation Jutsu. I transformed into a fish and leaped into the water, heading for the tall wall of barbed wire bordering the hidden rain. Pain's point of view, what is this? So strong chakra? And still in development? A chakra able to rival a Jinchuriki? A chakra, if properly developed, able to rival me? I, who possess the Rinnegan. How is this possible? This is not a tailed beast. Their chakra is more angry, more chaotic. This is a ninja. A ninja heading right for the hidden rain. I sent Tendo Pain to face this person first, and sent the others behind him. This will be interesting. End of Pain's point of view. I reached the shoreline and said, Camouflage Jutsu. I quickly merged with the rocky and uninviting ground and released the transformation jutsu. Then I said, Earth style. The ground shifted and formed a hole without causing too much disturbance. I quickly crawled in, only to find the barbed wire fence blocking my way. I scowled and said, Rasengan. The fence fell apart in my hole. I quickly crawled through, avoiding the smoking bits and pieces, and surfaced inside the hidden rain village. Then I saw a figure in the Akatsuki robe, standing on top of one of the tall buildings right next to me. I figured it was obviously a member. So I channeled my chakra to the bottom of my feet and jumped. I landed on the same roof. He turned to face me. For a few seconds, We just stared at each other. When I realized he wasn't gonna say anything, I decided to speak. I am Hannah, from the Hidden Leaf Village. I wish to join the Akatsuki. There was silence. Then finally he spoke. Very well. But you will have to prove yourself first. I nodded. Actually, I was expecting something like this. You will be fighting Sasuke Uchiha. If I was drinking water, I would have choked. Sasuke Uchiha? Istotod. Yes. Do you fear him? He asked, seeing my reaction. I laughed. Fear Sasuke? I giggled. No way. That's ridiculous. I laughed again, but then sobered. Will it be a fight to the death? I asked, hoping with all my heart that it was not. No. I am not. But the person who cannot fight anymore loses. And if that is you, then you will be personally killed by me. Hearing this, I smirked. As if I could lose to Sasuke, even if he had grown much, much stronger. Ha! Go to the Akatsuki hideout in the east. Sasuke is there. I grinned. Okay. I headed east. After about 1 hour of traveling, I was standing in front of some kind of cave entrance with a skeleton of a dinosaur or something in front of it. Yeesh. That was creepy. Then suddenly out of nowhere, square pieces of paper came flying towards me. I prepared to dodge them. Had the fight already started? Just before they could hit me, they changed direction and paused beside me. Then they began to form the shape of a woman in the Akatsuki robe. I was shocked. Never before had I seen a jutsu like this. Wow! After the last square of paper fit into the shape of the woman with purple hair. She gave a faint smile to my shocked reaction and explained, "That is my special jutsu." I nodded. "I'm Conan," she continued. "You must be Hannah. Your fight with Sasuke will take place on that mountain." She pointed to a mountain not far away. I signed. I was tired of all this traveling. Not tired physically, just tired. I decided to just teleport to the mountain instead of going there on foot. "I'll teleport there now," I said. "Will I see you there?" She nodded. I did a few hand signs and said, "Wind style, teleportation jutsu." With that, I teleported to the mountain. A few seconds later, Conan, in her paper form, came and led me to a small clearing. There, I saw a bigger figure than the one I was used to, the figure of my old friend. "Sasuke," I called. "Long time no see." Sasuke lifted his head. "Hannah," he said. "Oh." His voice sounded different. Grown up different. It really had been a long time. "Never imagined we would be in this situation," he continued. I smiled. "I know, right? You joining the Akatsuki, and me trying to do the same after a while, only to find myself about to kick your butt." He smirked. "Still got spunk, I see." My smile got even wider. "Never lost it." He just shook his head. Knowing that he would just waste time in this conversation, he could never win. "Haha. So let's begin, shall we?" I asked. I quickly blinked my Sharingan on and off. I then glared at the fake Sasuke. Sasuke! I yelled, thoroughly annoyed. Stop being so overconfident, thinking you could beat me with a mere clone. Then the real Sasuke stepped into the clearing. That's the oldest trick in the book, I said. You should have known better than to try all these tricks with me. He smirked. I see your sensory skills have improved. He said. If I didn't know better, it was almost like you had the Sharingan. I froze, then shivered after he said that. I knew that I had blinked too fast for him to see my eyes, but I was still worried. I decided that I would tell him after our fight. He deserved to know. After all, we were from the same clan. But as far as I know, we were not related. I mean, we might be related a long, long way up the family line. So long that it hardly mattered now. Anyway, we started circling, each waiting for the other to attack first. After a few more minutes of this boring circling, Conan yelled, "You guys better finish fast, or I might just knock you both out myself." I smiled. "You can try," I yelled back at her. I was back to the point where I had first entered the clearing. Sasuke smirked, seeing me annoyed. Then finally, I gave him what he wanted. I attacked. Fire style, Phoenix Flower Jutsu. Fireballs shot from my mouth. I had done this jutsu specifically to test his speed. He dodged each fireball with ease, which was quite an accomplishment because my jutsu covered a wide area. He landed and turned to attack me, but I didn't give him a chance. Rasen Shuriken. I yelled and threw a Rasen Shuriken at him. He dodged it easily, and then started to say, "Hannah, you shouldn't wadash," and he got knocked out from behind by my clone. That absolute idiot. He didn't even use his Sharingan. Ugh, I hate being underestimated. I thought that at least Sasuke would have that much sense. If he had used his Sharingan, he might have seen the attack, or even be able to dodge it in time. My clone had masked her chakra. It would be quite difficult to sense her. Humph. I hadn't expected Sasuke to go down so easy. Hell, I even had another clone waiting to back up the first one, in case the attack failed. Loser. I sent both my clones to check out if Sasuke was really unconscious. You could never be too careful in the ninja world. I blinked my Sharingan on and off again, just making sure he wasn't hidden anywhere. It seemed that Sasuke was really unconscious. Yippee! I was now part of the Akatsuki. I turned to Conan. Am I part of the Akatsuki now? She nodded. I will notify Pain immediately. If you want, you can come to the hideout with me now. I shook my head. Thanks for the offer. But I need to talk to Sasuke. I'll see you later, I said. Okay, she answered. She turned to leave but then said, I know you don't know how good your fighting style really is, but I'll tell you this, even I didn't realize you had made clones. And I was beside you almost all the time. I grinned. I kind of valued her judgment. Thanks. But you forgot the split second I was alone on the mountainside before you arrived. She looked like she was at a loss of words. I turned. See ya later. She quickly nodded, and used that paper transportation jutsu of hers. Once she was gone, my clones carried Sasuke to the top of the mountain. Then I released the clone jutsu and turned to Sasuke, who my clones had leaned against a tree. I quickly put my palm on his forehead and used my medical ninjutsu. He came to in an instant. He leaped up, thinking the fight was still going on. I took a step back. Whoa, boy. The fight's over. He backed up at that statement. He leaned against the tree behind him and eyed me warily for a few seconds. Then he said, "How did you knock me out? I didn't even sense your clone." I smirked. Way to be overconfident, Sasuke. If you had at least used your Sharingan, you wouldn't have gone down that easy. He glared at me. I asked you a question. I signed and said, "About that dot I am going to show you something. But I don't want you to freak out because, well, just don't freak out." He raised an eyebrow, indicating that he was waiting. I signed, again, and turned around. Then I faced him with my Sharingan activated. I let him see my Sharingan, and then closed my eyes. I opened them again when I felt a thin line of cold metal at my throat. I deactivated my Sharingan when I opened my eyes, only to see a very pissed off Sasuke. "Who are you?" he growled. "How do you possess the Sharingan I singed I was expecting this. Before I tell you anything, Sasuke, I need you to calm down. I am still." I paused, wondering what to call myself, and then continued. "I am still Hannah, and if you would kindly take your sword off my throat, I would love to explain." Hesitatingly and reluctantly, he lowered his sword. I swallowed. Man, that blade was sharp. "Okay, let's start from the beginning," I said. "Do you remember that old prophecy? The one about the strongest Uchiha who would change the tides of war? The prophecy that didn't apply to Madara Uchiha?" Sasuke nodded. I blew out my breath from my mouth. "Here comes the hard part. So since you know that, I am very sad to tell you that I am the child from that prophecy." I closed my eyes and waited for his reaction. When none came, I looked up. He was just staring at me. "I don't believe you," he said. I huffed. "Well, you don't believe me? Hear this, then." I told him the whole story, but I skipped the part about that jutsu. Sasuke was my friend, but I haven't told anything to anyone yet, not even Naruto. Since we were from the same clan. I guess he has the right to know, but it has to wait for the right time. After I finished telling him everything, up until the part about joining the Akatsuki, he was silent. It was like that for a few minutes. But the first name out of his mouth surprised me. "Naruto knows everything? Everything that you just told me?" I gaped like a fish once, but regained my composure and then continued. "No, not everything. But the Haruno clan leader will spill the beans after word gets out that I left. But I told Naruto that I am from the Uchiha clan, and not from the Harunos. Do I look like I could be a Haruno?" I joked, obviously referring to my black hair and almost black eyes. Sasuke raised an eyebrow and then said, Apart from the red streaks in your otherwise black hair, you look just like an Uchiha. But I wonder where you got the streaks from. They aren't genetic, because no one from the Uchiha clan had any red hair. And if you are the child of the prophecy, then you are pure Uchiha. You shouldn't have those. He pointed to my hair. Okay, I stammered. Why are you so fixated on my hair? He shifted his weight. I don't know, I just like it, I guess. I smiled slyly. Oh. The great Sasuke Uchiha likes my hair, I teased. He just looked at me with that blank expression. I frowned. Come on, Sasuke, you used to be so much fun, I whined. He continued to stare at me with that hostile, cool expression. Stop behaving like a child, he told me. And I am not the person you thought I was. I clenched my fists, his words cut deep. But then I shivered. Those words were similar to the ones I myself had told Naruto. Not even a day ago. But I realized something. I realized that Sasuke was not the person he once was. He had killed Itachi, his older brother, and had joined the Akatsuki. And now he wasn't even sharing with me. His childhood best friend. Sasuke had changed. Okay, I said. Man, the truth hurts. But Sasuke. Really? This is how you behave with me. I was really itching to slap him across the face, but I know he would block it. Erg. Sasuke, I am Hana. I was mentally screaming at him. Tell me everything. I tried for a smile. Then as quick as lightning I had him bound against the tree with a string attached to a kunai. And his arms were completely useless at his sides. I smiled smugly at him. Now do you remember this? I asked.